I hope you are doing great, and all are safe. Uh, Thanks for coming for this presentation. Thanks, Arindam, for giving me this opportunity to present on the topic decision making and getting rid of overthinking. So, decision making is one of the most important thing in our life. It shapes our future. A decision that makes or break our life. So, one of the major hindrance in the decision making is overthinking. So, firstly, we have to tackle that. So, so thinking is one of the characteristics that sets humans apart from other animals. Without the ability to think, humans could not have achieved the social, political, economic, and technological advancement. So, however, the thinking overthinking is very detrimental habit that cause various serious problems. Overthinking prevents you from living the best of your life. It clouds your judgment and prevents you from taking actions, creates non-existent obstacles, fills you with doubts, and turn positive things into negative things. So also it sucks the joy and the happiness which surrounds your life. So, according to one study which scientists had done, overthinking can even lead to chronic anxiety and depression. So, most of us will find ourselves overthinking in some situations. That is perfectly normal because all of us overthink a lot. But if overthinking becomes more than an occasional occurrence, it might turn into a problem. So, I will like to explain 21 simple ways to stop you from overthinking. There are some active steps that can take to stop overthinking and taking control over your life, which I will present now. So, firstly, and
Mr. Gaurav, you are muted.
okay, I was muted all the time.
No,
Hello.
no, it was clear. It was clear. Yeah.
Right now I was muted. Okay, sure. So first point is change your approach towards the decision making. So anytime you find yourself overthinking, take a step back and try to find out why you are overthinking. In most cases, you will find that the overthinking is brought up by the fear of making a wrong decision. So you are afraid that the decision you want to take will lead to failure or embarrassment or other negative outcome. So unfortunately, overthinking does not help you to make right decision. Instead, it gets you to stuck in a state of inaction, which is worse than the negative outcome you are afraid of. So you to help you overcome the fear of making the wrong decision, you should view it is not as an ultimatum, but you should do it right. Okay. So there are positives and negatives of all the decisions. No decision is perfect. All of us make mistakes. Even the government also makes mistakes. Government also thinks that they are taking right decision, but sometimes they go wrong, horribly wrong, like we have seen in demonetization, economic decisions, etc. So if you make the right decision, well and good. If your decision turns out to be a wrong, you will have to learn what is required if the similar situations present itself in the future. So the second point is embrace positivity. So being positive can solve many things in your life. uh, you become you become happy. Tell yourself that everything will go as planned. This does not mean that you should not consider the possible setbacks. For instance, if you are going to for a journey, it is good to consider that you might get a puncture. Hence, you will need so that you would carry a spare tire. And but thinking that you might get an accident or bridge may collapse or you encountered a earthquake, this is a sign of overthinking. So uh, so the third point is become action oriented. I would like to explain a story here. A story is told of a military general who was asked to make a choice between two attacking strategies. The army had been analyzing the two strategies for months, but could not decide which strategy is guaranteed best results. Upon being presented with the two strategies, the general did not take more than a minute to make his decision. When asked how he made that decision, he pointed out that for months army had analyzed different information and could not make any decision. No further analysis on his part could help to make the right decision. Instead, action was action was needed. So if the chosen plan did not work as expected, the soldier would improvise. So the point is here that sometimes overthinking and overanalyzing situations leads to something known as analysis paralysis. So any further analysis does not help with the decision making. Instead, it holds you back to taking an action, and it creates overthinking, and you procrastinate a lot. Just go ahead and take your action. If things does not work out as expected, you can always improvise. So here you should consider a bigger picture. What I mean by that is that when you overthink, a small problem seems like the end of the world. Uh, uh, will this thing that you must ask yourself that this thing which is troubling you, that it will trouble you 5 months later, a year later, or 5 or 10 years. In most cases, 99.9% cases, it won't. So why worry? So next point is there is never a perfect moment. For instance, if you want to start a business, overthinking can create a following scenarios in mind. What if I don't have the enough time? What if the capital runs out and I have no money? And what if I don't get enough customers? So these are points start mingling with your mind, and eventually you might just end up not starting your business. So my advice is that just do it. So this is the important part, that set time limits for making decisions. Feeling that there is unlimited time creates procrastinations. To avoid this, The best option is to give yourself a time for making decisions. Length of the time assigned to the decisions should depend on the significance of the decision. So future is unpredictable. We all know. We have to understand that anything can happen. Like this coronavirus thing has happened, and everything had gone haywire. So it stops you from enjoying the present. So enjoy the present. This is the line from the Gita that focus on work, don't on end result. So from this, probability of winning increases, and you must control the controllables which you can control. Otherwise, many things can happen. So this is a concept called mindfulness, and mindfulness is about being totally aware of the present moment, and therefore taking your thoughts away from the past or the future. If you find yourself starting to overthink, focus on the present moment. Think about what is going right now. If you are eating, don't just eat mindlessly with your thoughts or any in your mind. Instead, focus on focus on food. Feel the taste of the food as you chew in your mouth. And if you shower, focus on your water. Feel its temperature. Focus on the feeling of the water running down in your body. So practicing mindfulness anchors you to be in the present and keeps you from the constantly worrying about past or the future. So learning to recognize and stop the extra thought. You have many negative thoughts, like what will happen if I fail in the interview or fail in the exam. So you should learn to recognize what thoughts are in your mind, and you should declutter it, and you should not allow that to mingle with your conscious. So this is the most important point, that you must exercise in all the books, and all of the people suggest exercising. Why? Because it makes you physically and mentally active. Working out leads to the release of endorphins in your brain, which infuses you with good feelings and positivity. This minimizes the likelihood of engaging in negative or worrying thoughts. So it decreases the overthinking. This is a very important task, that you must create a to-do list, because it is a very nice feeling when you make a list and you mark a tick on the task. It is a great feeling. You must try that. So it helps in reducing the distraction time. However, if you create a to-do list and allocate a specific duration to the task, it will become easier to handle them all. It will remove the overthinking because it is on your paper. And this is meditation is necessary. Meditation is a great way of stopping overthinking. Overthinking, and you must sit down with a calm place. In the calm place, focus on your breathing and try to clear your mind and the thoughts. And meditating for 10 minutes is sufficient, and it has many other benefits also, such as decreased risk of developing the anxiety and depression, and it increases the self-awareness and increases your memory and learning ability also. So hence it really reduces the overthinking. So this is very important part, that if you are overthinking so much, engage in your hobby, because it can be anything. You must have a hobby. It may be drawing, it may be playing a sport, it may be writing, it may be designing, it may be painting, coding, singing, anything. Immerse yourself in hobby, and immersing yourself in hobby does two things. Firstly, it redirects your focus from overthinking to activity in the hand. Secondly, it helps in expressing your creativity, and it improves your cognitive functions and brain functions also. And this is the important part, that you must practice in introspection. If you find your thoughts overwhelming you, and sit down and in a quiet place, and with notepad and a pen, think all the things that worrying you, be it be failure of business, be it be the family problems, be it the failing in the interview, be the getting laid off from work, anything that is troubling you. You must make a list and create another column, that list where you can write about what is the specific thing about that thing that is troubling you. If there is something can you do about that, you must write it down and create a schedule and when to do it. If there is nothing you can do about, so remind yourself there is no point of worrying it, so left it as it is. So doing this kind of introspection will help you realize that things are not worth for mental anguish, and you are going through the overthinking about them. So for instance, what is the worst possible thing that will happen if you fail in interview? You won't die. You will just apply for more jobs. So thinking about the worst case scenarios helps you to realize the worst possible thing that might happen is a less scarier than the disaster scenarios in your mind that you sometimes imagine. Realizing this can you save a lot of mental anguish. This is a simple thing to get rid of overthinking, that take a walk, and there is something about taking a walk, that walk in the nature, that refreshes us. It helps us, it calms us down and relieves our mind from stress and worry. And don't be too hard on yourself. Most of the time you tend to overthink because you are trying too hard on yourself. You crave for success so bad that you are ready to beat yourself up to the things that as you not envision that it will happen, and it doesn't happen, and you have not forgiven yourself for the last time you failed. It keeps in your mind, so you have to remove that also, and you have to stop that. And think useful things. Remove the garbage from your mind, and don't think useless things about the future. And love everything that happens. This is derived from the one of the teachings of Stoic philosophy, and the point here is that we should embrace whatever happens, whether good or bad, and understand that it is for our greater good. And even if it might not seem that this way at the moment, and failures are your biggest teacher, and you should love everything, your successes also, your failure also. And this is the most important thing, because self confidence is everything. It removes overthinking. If you are confident and you are trusting yourself, you can shake the mountains. So you can do anything if you are doing this is the most important thing. And once I once you have overcome the overthinking, and there is a structured way to making a decision. Firstly, you have to identify the decision, gather relevant info, and identify the alternatives, what you can do, and weigh the evidence of the alternatives that you can do. So when you are according to the weight of the evidence, you choose the alternatives which you find suitable, and then take the action. Mostly people do not take the action, so this is the most important point. And then constantly review the decision. If something goes bad, review what needs to be done in the future. There's a tool of decision making. This type of flowchart we have used in schools, but this can be used in real life as well. From this, your thoughts will be structured, and you will be able to make a decision and take a decision very efficient. Thank you. This was all. Thank you for listening me, and I hope you have got some insights and insight to how to overcome overthinking, and I hope you will be taking great decisions in your respective lives. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. Seriously, Mr. Gaurav, one of the best workshops I ever witnessed on the platform of English Times.